Hello and welcome to Evolve Pipedrive Podcast, where we talk all things Pipedrive, sales, apps, and Pipedrive Marketplace. My name is Bruce Bignell, I own and run Evolve, and today it's my great pleasure to be joined by Anton Weihard, the CPO at Goava. Now, he's going to walk us through the Goava platform and how it integrates with Pipedrive. So, Anton, without further ado, over to you.
Thank you, Bruce. All right, so let's kick into it. Goava is a sales intelligence platform, which basically makes our business gathering, loads of information about companies. And in the Pipedrive Marketplace, we have two apps. So I'm going to give super short overview demos of them both. And we're going to start with our CRM enrichment app, which is called Goava Enrich. So Bruce, I trust you can see my screen.
I've got you. Yeah, you've got your Pipedrive organizations.
Beautiful. All right. So, one of the worst things about working in any CRM is having to do manual data entry about your prospects or, for that matter, your customers. It takes lots of time, and you typically end up with the CRM that only contains somewhat accurate company name and nothing else. So let's have a look at how we can solve that. So I'm just going to go ahead and add an organization here. I'm going to pick a sort of random company. So this is a Nordic company, and Goava Enrich only works for the Nordic market, so that's a fitting example. So I'm just going to go ahead and create this company. And as you can see, something is loading up here below. Goava Enrich data. So basically, this app, Goava Enrich, brings you company insights about any Nordic company. And the way it works is it uses our smart company match, which basically takes whatever data you have on the organization in Pipedrive. So in this example, we only have a company name. And then we run it through our matching algorithms to match it to an actual company and bring you actual up-to-date company data. So it will give you instantly, the company, full company name, URL for the company, the revenue, number of employees, annual result, the industry. Both of these two are in Swedish, but it basically says data programming, the registration date, their address, and phone number. So if you look at this from a salesperson perspective, the first thing you would need to do if you come into an organization that just looks like this, the first thing you need to do is to leave Pipedrive because you need to gather more information. I mean, you need to figure out what industry they're in, qualify the prospect or the company by are they big enough? You need contact information, find the URL. And typically, none of this gets stored anywhere. It might end up in a note.
What's also interesting, what you just said there is, yes, it's instant, right? So what normally happens, salespeople can be quite lazy, and
Well, it's not mine.
yeah, and the organization gets created. There's a wonderful rapport with the prospect. They then turn into a customer. Happy days. We close, win a deal, and then it goes to finance. And finance say, okay, so what have you got the details to invoice this company? We haven't even asked that question yet. But here, this is enriching a lot of that. This, whether I think you've got the registration date, address, phone number. You've got a lot of details that you can enrich straight away. So that's very, very powerful.
Exactly. And what I'm showing here is the free version. With the premium version coming out very soon, you'll also be able to import all of this data and many more data points directly into your own Pipedrive fields. So that way, I mean, finance won't even have to talk to you because they'll have the postal address, they'll have the full company name, VAT number, etc. So they'll get it instantly without even having to ask sales.
That's great. I love that. And with if the match didn't match based on your, I guess, your kind of waterfall system, or however you're matching, can we just have a look at the change match?
Absolutely. Let's take another example. So a company in the Sweden that most people are familiar with is Spotify. So I just created this one before to make sure that it didn't match correctly first, because the way that our smart company match works is that it looks at what companies you already have in Pipedrive, and from that information it gathers, what is the most common industries, the most common company size, etc. And this helps us to be able to map companies better. So Spotify, in this example, didn't exactly match my ICP in Pipedrive. So it gave me the wrong match, which it thought it was a better match. So let's correct this one. So I'll click change match. It opens up a new tab. And here I can search the full Goava database. So we have all Nordic companies in our database. So this is everything that gets returned when you search for Spotify. So I'm just going to select this one here, Spotify AB. And that fixes the match, stores it, so you don't have to do that again. And now when I come back to Spotify, I have the correct data.
Nice.
So as I said, this is free to download and start using. So if you are a Nordic company using Pipedrive, or thinking about starting to use Pipedrive and wonder about, how will we be able to, get the company data we need, this is the app for you. And we also have another app. With your permission, Bruce, I'd like to show that real quick as well.
Yes, that'd be great. So that's the Enrich we've just looked at there.
Yep, exactly. All right. So this, the Enrich app takes care of the companies that are already in your CRM, or if you add new companies to your CRM. It doesn't really solve, the prospecting part of things, where you need to find the right prospects. So let's have a look at that as well. So I'm just going to switch around my sidebar here. I'll replace Goava Enrich with Goava Discover, which is our prospecting app. All right. So what we have here, let me use another organization as an example. So I'm just going to run into, let's use this one, Entergate. So this one has been added from our Goava Discover platform. So, you'll recognize most of the data points here, but Goava Discover is a very intelligent, prospecting and research platform. And what makes it unique is that it uses AI to basically score and determine, what companies are the best fit for your ICP. So this is what we show at the top here, the Goava score, which is goes from 0 to 100. And it shows you how well this company fits your ICP. And it automatically detects your ICP by identifying what customers you already have in Pipedrive. So when generating this Goava score, it will basically just look at the customers that you have today, identify what the common traits are, and it will look at things like, what industries they're in, what keywords they have on their website, what contacts are available on their website, what technologies they're using on their website, the revenue, number of employees. So it puts together about 40 different data points to be able to bring you this in a matter of seconds.
That's awesome.
And it also brings you some more information about the company. So let's have a look at a company dashboard. So if I click here on opening Goava, it will open up the company dashboard from the Goava platform. So if we look at the overview here, we have the Goava score, which I've already sort of explained. We have some extracts from the website, some basic information about their industry, business activity. We have the Goava fit, which is showing why, basically the explanation to the Goava score. So what are some of the things about this company that is why it's being returned as a good fit? And for example, we can see that it has recruited for the position sales development representative, typically a good thing for us. We also have a new feature, which is coming out very soon, GPT Fit, where we basically have qualification criteria. And by the use of OpenAI, we ask these qualification criteria to see, if they are Nordic focused, Do they sell B2B? And do they also have a util adoption and maturity? And it answers these questions for me. So I think this is a pretty neat feature. You can also see the latest news about the company. So we collect data from about 10,000 different news outlets in the Nordics to bring everything together in one place. You have financials from the last 5 years. You have web information, and this, for example, shows you what type of web technologies they're using on their website.
Nice.
Ownership, if they're part of a company group, you'll see the full group structure. People data, so what people are actually associated with this company. And here you can see that
With the ownership, is
yep,
that showing you, even if those companies aren't in Pipedrive, it's just giving you the org map of, like you said.
exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
But I can see here as well that this company already exists in the CRM. So this exists in Pipedrive, whereas this one doesn't. If we switch over to the people tab, I can see I have a contact here for VD. This is the Swedish word for CEO. So I'm just going to go ahead and add this to Pipedrive. So I'll add that contact as well. Then I can see the latest recruitments that the company has made, and also what if they own any trademarks. So that's my company research done in 30 seconds. And typically, I mean, if you're a good sales rep, you spend a fair amount of time doing research on your prospects. And you would spend anywhere between 5 to 10 minutes to get the same type of information that you get here instantly. So I think that's pretty cool. And if we look at the people here in Pipedrive, I now have the CEO with contact information ready to use as well.
Very, very nice. Yeah, I think what you just the time saving there, not only it's two things, right? So you've got your data enrichment and your first reason to reach out. So yeah, very, very powerful.
Yep. All right, so let's have a look at how we can add more companies to Pipedrive. So I'm just gonna launch this feature here, discover new leads. So this also opens up the Goava platform, but still, I mean, you're still within Pipedrive. So in the Discover platform, this is where you do your prospecting. So I've already created a couple of segments here. I created this one to use as an example today. So this one is looking at companies. So let's look at the filters we have here. We have technographics filter, and this comes from what technologies they have integrated with their website. So I've added companies as a criteria, companies that have Pipedrive integrated to their website. And I also set an employees filter, so minimum of 50 employees, and that's about it. And what the integration automatically does as well is that it filters out any companies that are already owned or in progress of, or being targeted by any one of your colleagues. So automatically everything that is already claimed and taken in Pipedrive is filtered out in your segments. So you just get recommendations on companies that are available and ready for your picking. So I get these recommendations. If you buy a company list from whatever data provider, you can typically, I mean, you can sort the companies however you want. But you are limited to sorting it on number of employees or number of or the revenue or alphabetic sort order. I mean, and none of these sort orders makes any sense when you're prospecting. And if you go out and do a web search on Google, they're not going to return the search hits in alphabetic sort order. But so this is what Goava does. It uses the Goava score. So as you work your way through the segment, it starts with the companies that are sort of most likely to become good customers for you at the moment. And this score is dynamic. So as you work your way through the segment, we track your progress in Pipedrive to see where you're successful and not, and we adjust the score accordingly.
And in terms of, actually, you've used the ideal customer profile piece that from within the Pipedrive platform itself quite a lot. So you mentioned that, so it would match with your ideal customer profile from Pipedrive.
Yep.
Do you have to build that out, or is there a mapping when you're onboarding the platform? Is there like an onboarding so it can read your Pipedrive?
Exactly. So
Okay.
it does that automatically. So when you when you set up the integration, we sync the companies from Pipedrive to Goava, and this enables us to calculate your ICP, but also filtering out all the companies that are already owned by one of your colleagues, for example, so that you don't start prospecting companies that are already being targeted by someone else.
Yeah, love it.
So I get my first recommendation here, ProPoint. I have all the information available, previously discussed. So this looks good. I'm going to go ahead and qualify this one. And Bruce, you can steal these prospects as well. If you want to target these later. I'll take this one as well. No, I don't get a good, not for me. They're in Finland, not ideal for me. So I'm going to ignore this one as well. So basically, I mean, if anyone has ever used any dating app ever, this is how dating apps work. I mean, you get a profile recommended for you. You see some information, you swipe right, you swipe left, and it's the same kind of concept here. And this also creates a sort of emotional connection between the prospect and yourself. So you handpick each one of them. You can also do this in bulk if you prefer, but the most successful Goava customers do it this way. So, all right, if I go back to my organization, refresh this page. So here are now the prospects that I've qualified in Goava. And as you can see, I already have, the company information here. Mm-hmm. I have the additional Goava Discover data available here. So this is ready for outreach. And, if I want to gather any more information, I can just open it in Goava and, for example, find contacts. I'll add the CEO, the CFO, and IT manager here.
Nice.
And then you're done.
I mean, as a workflow, that's really very, very sweet. Very good.
Yeah, we think so as well.
Yeah.
And I mean, these, a lot of the organizations also work in the, obviously in the deal interface.
Yes.
So if I look at a company from the deal page here, you have the same data available here as well.
Nice.
So you can, at any given time, you can open the company dashboard and see, the Goava score or whatever you want to see from the deals view as well.
Very, very nice. Yeah, I was going to touch upon where else does this plug into the Pipedrive app, but I think from my side, that's a really nice intro, Anton. I think I'd recommend people. Well, what is the best way for people to get in touch? Is it to download one of the I guess the free app, or?
Yeah, I'd start with the free app. Start getting a taste for what it could be like to have, reliable, up-to-date company data in Pipedrive. And once you get used to that kind of, having data and being data-driven in your prospecting and in any efforts you make that touch the CRM, I mean, then you might want to start leaning into more of sales intelligence, using AI to find the best prospects, finding your ICP, looking at analytics and researching companies. So first step, I would go with Enrich, and then you can get in touch with us, and we'll give you an intro to Discover as well.
Awesome. Well, Anton, thank you very much.